I have 12 noon, so we'll get started. If you're still eating, please feel free to go ahead and do that. Looks like plenty of food, so make sure you take seconds or whatever. And Ryan, go ahead and grab one of those big cookies. They're passing out the information from all the schools, and so we'll let Maddie get that all passed out to coaches and media and get that information to you. Before we get started, obviously there's been a lot of press and a lot of talk about the proposal that's coming before the Jayhawk conference next Thursday. And there may be some questions about that, but I'd like to not make sure that we don't distract from what we're going to do today, which is to hear from football coaches and their efforts to get prepared and ready for the upcoming football season. So what I'll do is, after we're all done with the coaches and what they have to say, I'll come back up to the podium, give a short maybe synopsis of the bylaw proposal, and if you have any questions at that time, either of me or of any of the coaches, then feel free to do that. So let's go ahead and move forward. So I'd like to make sure we have a special thanks to our partner, the Iowa Community College Athletic Conference, and their commissioner, Tom McDonald. Tom's not here, but we're appreciative of his efforts to form the alliance that we now have and that we take part of with the Jayhawk Conference and the Iowa schools. So we're excited about that. Also, the KJCCC would like to show their appreciation and thanks to Newman University, Athletic Director Vic Trilly, and Compliance Director Joanna Pryor, who helped organize and put this together. Obviously, this is a beautiful facility. We've been here before, but it's always we always give thanks to Vic and Newman University for hosting this event, so we appreciate that very much. Also, part of the planning and organization of this event, we give special thanks to Wichita Sports Commission Director Bob Hanson and Assistant Brian Hargrove. We appreciate their help and their efforts, and Bob is here, so we appreciate Bob attending this event and being here. Do have some special guests that I'd like to introduce. First off, the Region 6 Men's Assistant Director Shane Larson, who is the Athletic Director at Cowley County Community College, is here. And Shane, welcome Shane. Shane is also a member of the NJCAA Football Committee, so appreciate that. We also have with us the KCAC Supervisor of Football Officials, Kurt McAfee. Kurt, we appreciate you being here. Obviously, Kurt and Craig do a lot of cooperation together with our officials, and so we're always appreciative of that effort. And Commissioner Scott Crawford and I visit very regularly and have a lot of cooperation with the KCAC, and we appreciate that. Also here is I'd like to recognize Garden City Athletic Director John Green and Assistant Dan Delgado. Appreciate you guys being here. Athletic Director Tyler Nordrum is here from Highland. Tyler is new to the Jayhawk Conference, and Tyler, we sure welcome you to our group and our family, and reach out to any of us if you need any help or any questions you might have. Appreciate you being here. Also like to give special recognition to the conference's only new head football coach, Jason Brown of Independence. Jason, welcome to the Jayhawk Conference. I know you're familiar with the conference, but we appreciate you being here. As you can tell, it takes a lot of people to put on our events, and we appreciate that. We have special helpers, Steve Carpenter, the SID of Hutchinson, works with Mark Patrick, our webmaster, to put our information together, so we appreciate Steve, appreciate Mark Patrick and all that he does for us. Russ Karn back in Highland is helpful, and he takes care of our rosters. And Highland is streaming this event, so we appreciate Highland Community College and their efforts in coming down and streaming this event, so we appreciate that. Also, helpers Maddie and Sean are here, and they've been great to help and pitch in to help, and they'll be around. Maddie runs off to Oklahoma State here before long. Go Cowboys, right, Maddie? And Sean will be around during the year to help on special events. We appreciate that very much. Obviously, we couldn't have a press conference without the media, and we appreciate the media all year long and what they do. Special appreciation to the members of the media. Could I have a short introduction of the media, kind of recognize who you are and who you represent, if you could? Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Kurt, go ahead. Regal, okay. Okay.
Josiah Ray, Channel 4.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else from the media? Again, we appreciate your interest and your coverage of Jayhawk conference events all year long. Appreciate that very much. Also, special recognition to KJC Supervisor of Football Officials, Craig Helzer, and Craig will be on the agenda a little later and talk about rule changes. So appreciate Craig being here in this room. 2015 was another great year for the KJCCC Alliance. Dodge City and Butler finished tied as conference champion. The title was not settled until the last weekend. We had an exciting, very exciting conference football season. We had several colleges in bowl games. The Salt City Bowl, Dodge City played Snow College. The Graphic Edge Bowl, Iowa Western played Georgia Military, and the preliminary game featured Ellsworth and Globe Tech. The final NJCAA poll had Iowa Western at number 3, Butler at number 5, Dodge City at number 11, Coffeyville at number 14, and Ellsworth number 18. 2016 will begin the first of another 2-year agreement with the Alliance. There will be a change in the 2016 schedule, as you have probably noticed already. We'll have 2 open dates. One will be a bye week, and one will be a date that our teams will play the 11th game. So that's a little change from the past. So each college will have a bye week and have a chance to take a little time off. The first week will start on Saturday, August the 27th. With conference games, Coffeyville hosting Hutchinson, Dodge City goes to Highland, Butler to Fort Scott, and Garden City traveling to Ellsworth. Independence has a scrimmage with SIU Edwardsville. Iowa Western travels to Grand Junction to play Arizona Western. There will not be any playoffs. The KJC champion will be the KJCC team that has the most wins against Jayhawk conference opponents. Now for the Jayhawk Conference football coaches' predicted order of finish. This is the finish that our coaches have voted for our teams to finish. Voted number 1 was Butler. Number 2, Dodge City. Number 3, Hutchinson. Number 4, Coffeyville. Number 5, Highland. Number 6, Garden City. Number 7, Independence. And number 8, Fort Scott. The KJC webpage, and that's kjccc.org, changed last year. Even though it was a year of transition and challenges, I think we ended up with a very good website. Mark Patrick, as a webmaster, has done an excellent job. You'll find some new things on the website as we've added cross-country, track, golf to the website. As we move to the coaches' reports, we'll have each coach come up and talk for approximately 10 minutes, and we'll reverse the order of finish, and that's how they'll make their presentation. And if you have an assistant coach or assistant coaches with you, coaches, please introduce your staff as you come up at that time. After the media presentations, like I mentioned earlier, I'll come back to the podium and mention about the proposal, and then we'll move to a coaches meeting. Also, I'd like to recognize, I almost forgot the most important person here, and that's my boss. President Mike Calvert of Pratt Community College is here. Mike is the president of the Kansas Jayhawk Community College Conference. So, Mike, thank you for being here, and thank you for attending. The first college to speak will be Fort Scott Community College. Coach Horton could not be here, and Coach Jeff Kelly will
whole secondary. O-line, I think we got 2 guys, Alec DeHar's coming back, and Marlon McKeithen's coming back, 2 Kansas kids that are going to play for us. And, really good football players. One of them's a 3-year guy, Marlon's a 3-year guy, and I think he'll come out and he'll play well for us. I have a kid named, one of the most important pieces for my deal, I have a kid named Johnny Hankins, who I played. He was a kid out of Miami. He was running back, and I moved into safety the last 4 games last year. He ended up playing Iowa Western really well, and they moved him back to running back. They stole it from him. He's going to be a highlight player for us. Ended up being a really good safety for me. So all together, when I was asked, Coach asked me, am I ready to speak or am I ready? I go, I've spoken in front of how many people, especially being in this conference and being able to see some of the players that you see and being able to go to some of the places that it's taken us. These banquets, I remember, funny, I went to the Real Dairy Bowl, kind of one of the things that sticks in my mind when I stand in this room and watch all the coaches and all the camaraderie, because we all have to be on one page and do things that's going to better our conference and stick from there. So with that said, I don't know if I've hit all the key points, but I hit the ones that I think I needed to hit. We're excited. We're excited at Gardner. We are. We're really excited. We're ready to line up and play ball, man. And if you know anything about me, my kids are going to play hard. They're going to get to the ball, and that's what they're going to do. And I want to thank you, and I wish everybody good luck this season.
Yeah, thanks. Next, I'd like to welcome Jason Brown to the podium. Coach Brown, like I said earlier, new to the head coaching of the conference, so we wish him good luck. Coach Brown. Thank you.
Everybody hear me? I don't know if I need the mic. I want to thank everybody for being a great conference, and I'm blessed to be in a situation like this. I thank my administration back in Independence for giving me the opportunity. I think I've hired a great staff. We're in about 12 coaches, and I think they're kind of cut from my cloth. And I think I'm a true believer. You're only as strong as your staff, and I think I got a great staff, young, energetic, and good with kids. And that's going to be a good nucleus for us building block going forward at Independence. So, returning starters, we're treating this as a day one, year one school as far as the football program. So, obviously there wasn't a lot, and the cover was kind of bare when we got there. There's one returner. He's a local Independence kid, Evan Spiker, played center last year. He moved to guard. So he'll be a local kid too, which we try to sell in our program. So Independence, we actually have a few Independence kids, a couple freshmen also that are going to contribute and be good contributors for us this year. The conference, I think one of the questions on here, my thing is that over the last few years, watching it from afar, being a California junior college guy, I think the parity is, kind of become a little more wide open with the 20, and so last year a couple schools shocked some people, and so I think in any year, any given everybody has a chance to do well. So that's kind of why I'm excited, especially building a new place. I kind of get to sneak up on you guys. So, my summarize of our school, I think we've recruited a nucleus of young men, young talent. We came in late, so obviously Kansas linemen are key. That was a little hard on us, but I think we did all right at the end. to get some key linemen in there from local areas. So that's kind of what we kind of build our team on, some athleticism, fast and quick, and that's what we're trying to go with our route this time. Weaknesses, obviously, is going to be teaching our guys how to win. So inexperience, we're young. Independence has had a lot of success over the past few years, so hopefully we change that, and we're trying our hardest on that part. We got quite a few guys, local kids that we think are going to be great contributors. Mac Jones is a local high school kid from Independence, a linebacker, who we think will help us out in the middle. We got Hunter Shockley, is a Wichita North kid, contributed O-line for us. Real athletic, long kid. We have a few transfers we brought in from a couple Division I schools, a quarterback and receiver. So I think we've done well there, getting the job as late as we have. I think we did pretty decent in beating the streets for kids, and we've done a good job in that regard. Besides that, like I said, I'm just happy to be part of the conference, and hopefully represent Independence well and the conference well. So, any questions or anything like that?
You brought some staff with you.
Yes,
Introduce those.
my assistant head coach, Jason Martin, is the defensive coordinator. Jesse O'Neill helps out with the quarterback. Keith Donaldson, D-line strength position. Kevin O'Donnell is linebacker.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. Next is Jeff Sims, Garden City.
Thanks, Bryce, for having me up here. I want to thank the media for coming today, especially Mike Phillips making the drive up here last night. I want to thank my AD, John Green, and today is Dan Delgado's last day. I want to wish you well. He's going to be the new AD at Syracuse High School. He's going to do a great job. If you don't know Dan, high energy guy. I expect you guys to go out to Syracuse. He'll work really hard for you and help you in every way. So I want to wish you well. I really appreciate you, Dan. Bryce, thanks for setting all this up. Mark Patrick, you do a great job setting all this up. I appreciate it. I also want to thank Mike Culver, the president of Pratt, for coming here today. As we go in and talk about what our program is going to be about this year, we're going into our second year. When I was hired at Garden City, there were 18 players on the football program at that time, 2 Kansas offensive linemen. So we had to kind of build it up from that point. As we go into this year, it's nice to have a culture in place of guys that understand what our expectations are and how we do things. Everywhere you go, coaches do it a little bit different. It's just nice to have a group of guys that understand, what time study hall is and what time practice is and how we approach each day of practice. So we're excited going into our second year with that. We're fortunate we have 2 Shrine Bowlers that are participating this weekend, and Harley Hazlitt and then Jason Zook. Tremendous young men who've worked very, very hard, and I think are going to be impact players for us. Returning offensively, we're excited. We're excited about Cody Jennings. Cody Jennings returns for us. Last year, going into the season, he weighed 225 pounds. He was going to be the right tackle for us. Right now, he's 295 pounds and ready to have a great year for us. We also returned our leading scorer last year, Ben Phillips, had double-digit touchdowns for us, and then we bring back J-Root Campbell at quarterback. So we're excited about those guys. Defensively, Delshawn Phillips just committed to the University of Arizona. He's going to return for us at linebacker, and then Gabe Lalonde is a part of us. We have a lot of other good players that will be contributing this year, but I like to highlight the guys that actually played last year for us and give us an opportunity to be successful again in the second year. Conference is incredible. I've been in this conference for 6 years. I believe the world of this conference. I believe the world of the coaches in this conference. I work very hard to beat them, all right? But the fact of the matter is, top to bottom, there's probably not a group of guys that commit themselves harder in this league. I think they're going to do a tremendous job. And Butler traditionally is going to be great, but just as Dodge City competed for a championship this year, I wouldn't be surprised if anywhere from Fort Scott, Indy, Highland, anybody competed for a championship. Because if you get the right guy and you get the team playing the right way, good things are going to happen. We start practice on August 4th. We're going to hit the ground running, work very hard. We hope to have a great season. So I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to this season out there.
Thanks, Jeff. Good luck to you.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Okay.
I got him. Let's talk to my assistant coach. All right. My favorite person in the world, Samantha Sims, joining me today. Wait till
Okay. Next up is Highland. We've got Aaron Arnold.
Well, first of all, just wanted to thank everyone who put the press conference together today, Bryce and Mark, and everyone who's involved in putting this together. Having had an opportunity to speak to some other coaches from some different conferences, I don't know if we all appreciate how great this media day really is. There are a lot of conferences that don't even have an opportunity to do this, and not only do we get to do it, but it's done first class. And we really are fortunate to be a part of such a great conference that's ran so professionally. Wanted to welcome Coach Brown to the conference. I remember not that long ago getting ready to do my first press conference and not being able to sleep the night before. It gets a little bit easier every year until you're up here on the microphone and then it's right back where you were for that first press conference. Coach, you said you were going to sneak up on some people, but you made too much noise in recruiting. Sorry. So sneaking up, playing, you're going to have to come up with something else, but I got a feeling you'll have something. So again, welcome to the conference.
Thank you.
Highland, again, I feel like it's a broken record, but every year when I stand up here, you're going to see a lot of changes in our program. Starting at the top this year, we have a new athletic director. He's here with me today. Tyler Dorman's going to do a great job. Some changes that you're already going to see. We've got our media team here today helping live stream this event to promote junior college football, and I'm very thankful for that. Big changes that Tyler's already been able to put in place for us that we're both, top two on my wish list. We're going to have a new website for our athletic department, ScottieSports.com, that will launch on September 1st, which we really needed to get caught back up. And hopefully, as we speak, we're breaking ground on a brand new practice facility that will bring us right back to the top of the conference in terms of facilities. And so we're very excited about the future of Highland sports and where things are headed with our new athletic director. So had a couple of changes. I lost both of my coordinators this offseason, which anytime you lose two great coaches, it hurts. When you lose them in conference, it's kind of double whammy because not only do you lose the kids that you would have gotten, but now you got to go play against them next year. So, a little hiccup for us during the recruiting season, but I think we were able to recover very well. I moved Judd Remmers, who had served as our defensive coordinator previously, over to our offensive side of the ball. He'll be working with our quarterbacks. He'll serve as our offensive coordinator. I was able to bring back a retread for us, Walter Vaughn, who spent the season with Colorado State as a GA. He'll serve as my defensive coordinator, and I'm very excited about both of those guys as coaches and as people. They teach our players how to play the game the right way on and off the field, and I'm very happy to have both of them on my staff. I also added two new coaches, Maurice Gray from NEO, and he'll coach my defensive secondary, and then a young man from Nebraska named Kyler Reed, who works with our tight ends and running backs, and so far has just done a tremendous job getting those guys prepared. Returning coaches, I'll have Peyton Kirk, who a lot of you Wichita coaches will know has done a great job recruiting down here in Wichita. He'll coach my defensive line, and then Jarrett Stanton, also from Kansas, will work to coach our wide receivers. So last year I got up here and I was really excited to talk about all my returning players that I have. And as this conference goes, if you had a lot of returning players last year, that means that you don't have any this year. So I'm kind of back to square one. I have one returning starter on offense, but the silver lining is it's my quarterback, which I've never had. So this will be the first year that we will go into our fall camp without any quarterback controversy. Khalil Render will be our starting quarterback unless something changes drastically between now and the first game. Khalil did a great job for us last year, was a second-team all-conference player and tremendous talent. He's improved, he's worked hard, and we're going to rely heavily on Khalil not only to produce points for us, but to lead the rest of our team and our offense about how we do things, and he'll do a great job. Our other quarterback that's really going to be in the mix for us is kind of a surprise for us, but Tristan Spear from right down the road in Troy, Kansas. Tristan was a Shrine Bowler. He played defensive line in high school, so he was a little bit under the radar as a quarterback. He still looks like a defensive lineman, but he plays like a quarterback, and we're very excited to have Tristan there pushing Khalil, and he's going to see some minutes for us as the season goes on. In the backfield, running back Marquez Terry does return. He was a 1,000 all-purpose yard guy for us last year. Did a lot of punt returns and kick returns, and backed up our first-team walk-conference tailback in Isaiah Ming, and he'll compete for the starting role, and we'll have a few transfers that are going to come in to push in as well. For the first time since I've been at Highland, we actually have a big name transfer. I always say we don't have big name transfers, but we have one this year. Damari Kitt is the kid that comes to us from Clemson. We're excited about Damari. He's been around a little bit. He's an older guy, and he understands what it takes to be successful at a high level, and he's going to help our receiving corps. A Kansas kid that does a tremendous job for us, that's looking to get a lot of playing time, is Bailey Strunk. Bailey's from right here in Wichita, went to Eisenhower High School. He's benefited from an off-season. He gained the good weight and got faster and stronger and developed his skill set, and Bailey's going to be right in the mix to be a starter for us. The O-line this year is our big question mark. I'm going to have to go earn my paycheck this year as the O-line coach. I lost all my starters and then my first 3 off the bench, so collectively we had 0 snaps taken in a college football game from the O-line. So guys that are going to be in the mix will be Ali Mbu. He's a kid from Wichita. Steph Guevara, a local Kansas kid from Concordia. Guy Runnels from Jefferson West. And then Casey Fye from Wamego High School. Those guys were all with us in the spring. The first 3 guys all redshirted last year. So they've been with us. They're a little bit older. But again, when we go out there and take on that monster that Gary has on defense in game 1, they will be they'll be getting baptized under fire. And we'll have some hiccups along the way with that group, but I'm excited. They're a well-coachable group, and they're going to go out and play hard. Defensively, we've got way more starters coming back. I've got 3 over on that side of the ball, so that's reassuring. Tyler Sims will be a defensive end that'll do a great job for us. Zeb Covington in the middle on the D-line will be a contributor, and then Sam Jall is a guy in the secondary that will have a chance to be a starter again for us. Coming off a redshirt year, Tyreek Carmichael is a Shrine Bowler from Junction City. He's going to compete in that spot. And then one of our newcomers from Wichita Northwest who's in the Shrine Bowl right now is Dual Watson. And Dual had a great summer, and he's very mature, and he's going to come in and compete to play right away as a true freshman. In the secondary, we picked up a young man from Utah State, Antonio Cole, and he'll come in and compete to be one of our starting corners as well. Several newcomers that we're excited about. I'm excited about all my newcomers. I always feel kind of pigeonholed to say a few names, and then I get back and some kid's back I didn't say his name, but some kids that stood out that have done a great job so far since they've been on campus. A couple other Wichita Northwest kids. Tony Joyner will be an outstanding physical runner for us. We just got to get Tony in shape, and he's going to be able to contribute. Tyreek Washington, he has a chance to be as a Kansas kid in our starting rotation in the secondary, and we're really excited about him. Another local Wichita kid, Titus Copes, will compete at defensive end for us, and he's going to be a good one for us down the road. Jacob Gilbertson, another offensive lineman. Shane Holbert and a kid named Steven Erbacher are 3 local Kansas kids that are all going to be right in the mix with us along our line. So you don't have to be a genius to figure out we're going to be young, and we're going to be inexperienced, and we're going to fight limited depth probably like most people in this conference do. I think the most important thing for us to do is just go out and do what we do, play smart football, be physical, be tough. We need to play this game with more discipline as the season goes on. And the big thing we got to get fixed is we have to limit our turnovers. I think if you look at last season, we were a turnover machine, and we've got to go out and correct that. And I think if we can go do that, we'll hopefully be able to compete. The conference, every year, every coach is going to say the same thing, and every year the conference gets better. We talk about how hard it is to win a game in this conference, let alone to go win them all. And then we go hire a coach, and he turns his place into an even tougher win for you. And as you look across the board, I mean, it is not something that we pay lip service to. It's a fact. You are in the SEC of college football every single week. When you go out, you better have your helmet screwed on, or it's going to be a problem for you. I'm excited to go out and see where we stand. You never really know at this level of football. My standard answer is I'll tell you in December what we have, because you just don't know because we have so many new guys. But it's really exciting to see how competitive this conference can be and how well we can go out and represent the state of Kansas with our football programs. Thank you.
Aaron, thanks. Thanks. Good luck. Next, we're going to hear from Coach Aaron Flores, Coffeyville.
Yeah, just like everyone was saying, I want to thank Bryce and Mark for setting this event up. It has gotten better and better every year and become a bigger event. I want to thank Craig Helser for making sure that we've got the best officials in the country, because that's one thing when you talk to other coaches across the country, especially at the junior college level, they're constantly complaining about the officiating, and our conference has made that a priority from day one since I've been here to do what we have to do to put our guys in good situations, and it affects the ball game in so many ways. So appreciate what he does for us. Newman University for hosting this, and also obviously the media for covering the Kansas Jayhawk conference. That's important because it gets our name out on a national level, and like I said, schools from all over the country are constantly calling us, asking how we're doing things, how things are changing, what benefits you guys, and again, it's because they see it through the media part of it. My offensive coordinator's here with me today, Tony Haynes, being his first season with us. Very excited to have him on staff. Has done a great job this spring with our guys, getting them ready for, again, this upcoming season. Returning letterman, that's basically all I've got. I've got one returning starter on our program. We got 8 on offense and 7 on defense. So kind of like Coach Arnold said, going to be young, going to be inexperienced. Some of our top players in the league, Stanley, he was on our roster last year, a receiver from Topeka, has got a chance to be a very special player. Works hard, got a good body frame, good energy. Very excited about what we're expecting out of him this year. Coleman Key is a transfer we got here this summer for summer school. Big quarterback. Anxious to see where he's going to fit in when it's all said and done, but has the opportunity to be, I think, pretty good. Eldridge Thompson's our linebacker that is returning. Started, I think, all 11 games for us last year. He's coming in and expecting a lot from him. We got a transfer, Darren Jackson. He's actually from Derby High School. He was out of Boise State. We got him coming in, excited about where we feel he's going to be, giving us some more depth and being able to come in and compete and be a difference maker for us as a Kansas player. Paul Murphy was a backup quarterback for us last. Say backup. He started the ball game. Cole Murphy is a guy that every single person, I guarantee, you'd want on your roster. It didn't matter where we played or where we moved him. He gave me everything and gave us opportunities to win and did win with him. He has the receiver for us this upcoming season and has busted his tail at receiver. And again, we know that we're going to find ways to get him the ball because he just knows how to win. A tough kid that doesn't care what it takes. He's going to do whatever you ask of him. With the conference, just like it's going to be very competitive. There's no doubt with the way the rules are, from top to bottom, anybody can beat anybody on any given week. And for me as a coach, I think that's exciting. Because you've got to prepare each and every week for your opponent. Not 2, 3, or 4. I've been in the league where that's what you did. You competed 4 times a year, to be honest with you. And now to have it the way it is, and the coaches that we have at every school and how they prepare their guys each and every week, you don't get a week off. You don't get a week to go say, okay, hey, well, let's plan on getting healthy this week. I mean, your starters have got to play each and every week. So I think that's exciting as a coach for me that likes to compete. That's something that's good to have. I feel like we're going to have a very solid mixture of in-state and out-of-state players. Again, having those guys come in, mesh together, and become one. That's our job as coaches to do that, to eliminate anything that puts them against each other. We think we've got a great combination of in-state and out-of-state players that will come in and compete at every position that we've got. I think that's the strength of our team this year. With the experience that we've got, we feel that we're going to be deeper at each position. So hopefully that carries over to be deeper special teams and affects all 3 phases of the ball game. So we feel that, again, at each position, our guys have got to come in, not just compete through camp, they're going to have to compete each and every week to maintain their starting spot, or we'll find ways to get on the field and feel like we're in a better situation this year than we have been the past 4 years that I've been at Coffeyville. Again, going back to saying what I thought our weakness is that we've got one guy that has game experience, a lot of game experience. Some of them got a few snaps here, a few snaps there, like Lee Stanley, we think got a chance to be a big-time player for us, caught 15 balls as a freshman. But expect on catching, 3 times that this year, possibly, because he has done what we needed him to do to step up and get bigger. But again, just getting those guys to understand that it's a longer game than the high school level. I mean, you're playing a whole extra quarter each and every week than you did in high school. A lot of those kids don't understand that. So the wear and tear and getting them mentally and physically ready, especially for week 1. And we opened up with Hutchinson. That's what 3 out of 5 years that I've been at Coffeyville that we've opened with Hutchinson. So again, you know that you got to be mentally and physically ready to go right from the start. Important players, kind of hit on those guys talked about in the league. Talked about Eldridge because of his experience at the linebacker position on our defense, and then Cole Murphy explained to him because he's such a winner. But we're excited down in Coffeyville. And our administration gives me the things I need to be successful. Had 4 coaches change over this year, so that's probably the least amount I've had in my 5 years there. So excited that it's only 4, but they've done a good job this spring again, buying into the players buying into our coaching staff, buying into our philosophies and beliefs down at Coffeyville. And again, with the new dorms and the facilities that we've got, the community support that we've got backing us, it's a very positive and exciting place to be. So again, I appreciate everything. Thank you.
Good luck to you. Next, we'll hear from Coach Rose, Hutchinson Community College. Careful there.
Good afternoon, everybody. Like many others that have stood up here, I'm also very thankful to Vic Trilly for allowing us to have this event here. It is such a nice place, and really appreciate that. Just has a great feel, perfect size for this type of thing. So very appreciative for Newman for opening their doors to us. Really appreciate Bryce and all of his efforts, along with Mark and everybody that comes alongside him to make these things possible. You know, it was mentioned earlier by Coach Flores that we do have an outstanding facet of Jayhawk Conference football that a lot of people don't talk about a lot, but as coaches, we definitely are aware of it, and that is our officiating. And Craig has been a great asset to the Jayhawk Conference, college football in general in the area here, in the Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas area. He's been awesome. Kurt, I know, has had a lot to do with the improvements we've made over the last 12 to 15 years in this league too. So, Craig, really appreciate what you do. Really appreciate the crews you put together and the guys that you bring into this league. One of the hardest recruiting jobs I know that's done in the league, again, that goes unnoticed, is recruiting officials. So I know that's a constant process for Craig, just like we as coaches are constantly recruiting new players to come in and be a part of this conference. Our local media has always done an outstanding job. I want to recognize Glenn Grunwald, who is a great friend in addition to being a big part of the Eagle radio team. Look forward to working with a new guy with Hutch News in Kelton, and really excited to get to know him better and go through a season with him. Our administration at Hutch is outstanding and always been very supportive. Dr. Fowle is our president. He's not here, but definitely enjoys supporting Blue Dragon football. Appreciate him. Very fortunate that I get to work with one of my best friends. He's our athletic director, Josh Gooch. Thankful for all his support and hard work for our program. Steve Carpenter has been mentioned. Steve does a lot for the conference, but he does a lot for our program too. And Carp and I have been together a lot of years now and really appreciate all that he does for us with Blue Dragon football and Hutch. Wanted to, hopefully Russ is going to get a chance to see this. Russ, thanks for everything you've done over the years, and you're still hanging in there and helping us now. Really appreciate that. And again, Mark Patrick, back in the back room, but Mark's an outstanding guy for the Jayhawk Conference as well. Back in 1993, I decided to go to Hutchinson Community College and play football. And the reason I made that decision is there was a guy named Sam Pittman who sat in my living room and told my parents that he would take good care of me, that he would help me grow up and help me get better as a football player, and that he felt like he could create some opportunities for my future. And what a blessing that was. I decided to go to Hutch, play 2 football seasons at Hutch, and that was really the initiation for the Jayhawk Conference. That's where it all started for me. It's been a huge part of my life. I'm 41 years old and have been through 15 football seasons in the Jayhawk Conference. And I'm very, very thankful for that. 2 of them as a player, 2 of them as a defensive coordinator at Coffeyville, 1 as a head coach at Fort Scott, and now going on my 10th season at Hutchinson as head football coach. And I'm humbled by that. I don't take it for granted one bit. It's a super blessing in my life. It's a blessing in my family, and I'm very, very thankful for it. This conference is special in a lot of ways, but if you look at the coaches that have come through the Jayhawk Conference and went on to be very successful in a lot of ways. They've been successful as Division I coaches, as NFL coaches. We've had guys that have come through here and moved on to be presidents of colleges, athletic directors, guys that have stood up in front of this league and made presentations about football teams have done big things. I'm thankful to be a part of that fraternity. The one thing that I think that allows guys to have so much success, not only while they're here, but when they move on, is that we have to coach in this league. You know, we have to do some work within the dynamics of the way the league is set up. We have to take a group of in-state players who come to us for a variety of reasons, whether they're under-recruited, underdeveloped, some cases don't have the academic background to be able to go to a higher level of college football. But we get to take those guys and mold them and to try to help shape them into something that they dream of being. We get to take the out-of-state guys who many times have fallen short academically, and we have a chance to help them reset their priorities and really get their feet on the ground from a social and academic standpoint. And you know, that to me, the dynamic of putting a team together, some out-of-state guys, some guys whose homes are right here in our backyards, that's what's special about this league. And that's what's been so, again, humbling for me to be a part of that for so many years. I'm very, very thankful. And I really just, you know, this thing is special. You know, other conferences have their strengths and weaknesses just like we have our challenges, and we definitely have our strengths. But the reason this conference has stood the test of time is because we've had the people in this state involved at a very high level. We've had high school programs that supported us. We've had high school kids that really placed a lot of trust in our ability to help them move on in life and in college football. And again, I think that's very, very special. It's something that we ought to be very proud of. We have a great heritage in this conference. It's outstanding. There's a great foundation laid by a lot of people. Jeff Liker's the guy that got me in this league, the AD at Coffeyville Community College now. I think the world of him. Really, really appreciate him giving me an opportunity to get in the league. Dick Foster helped me get my first job as a head coach in this conference. Thankful for old Coach Foster and what I learned from him. I'm thankful for Randy Stang and Dr. Ed Berger giving me an opportunity to come to Hutchinson. And, you know, so again, I am going to talk about my team here in a second, but, man, I can't get up here without just putting it out there how proud I am to be a part of something so special as the Jayhawk Conference football fraternity. And I'm very, very thankful for the opportunities I've had to be in this league. In terms of our team this year, we're definitely excited, like everybody else, to get started with a new group of guys. We returned 18 lettermen and 8 starters on offense. We returned 5 lettermen and 3 starters on defense. As many of you know, that doesn't always mean a whole lot. You know, it's nice to have a few guys back, but you always love those young guys that are hungry. We're really excited about some changes that we have went through on our staff. Sometimes it's hard to lose coaches because it just disrupts the continuity a little bit, but I always feel like when you get a new guy on staff or you have somebody that moves on to a new opportunity, you got a chance to really improve. And so we do have a number of new faces on our staff. A couple of guys that are with me today. Dion Manili returns as assistant head coach, defensive coordinator, and coaches our linebackers. Dion's a great friend in addition to being a great asset to our program. Another very close friend and asset to our program is Thad Brown, who's with me today. Thaddeus is our recruiting coordinator. He runs our strength program and also coaches our receivers. So really thankful for those guys being here. And like I said, our staff has a lot of new faces, but these two guys have helped me in a big way get our other guys going and really help them hit the ground running. You know, with the starters and letterman situation being as it is, you know, looking at our season, the challenges that we have in front of us. Number one, we don't know who our starting quarterback's going to be. You know, I've been on both sides of that. We've had returning starters and we've had lots of question marks at that position before. You always feel a lot better when you got a returning starter when you're standing up here, but at the same time, I love the competition that not having a returning starter brings. You know, and so I'm excited to see our guys get better and improve and battle to be the starting quarterback in our program. We also know that we've got to develop great depth at that position, as it is a grinder to get through the season in this league. The other question mark really with our football team is our defense. We returned 3 guys that started at some point during the season, only 5 guys that were roster players last year. So, boy, there's lots of question marks on that side of the football. We don't have a kicker or a punter back, long snapper. All those guys are going to be new. So, many question marks in our program. I do feel like, you know, just looking at it on paper, at least right now, a strength for our team ought to be the offensive line, ought to be our running backs, and so those are good areas, obviously, to have some returning guys and have a little bit of confidence in this time of year. We do have 4 guys playing in the Shrine Bowl. Covered all the questions that Bryce gives us. Just wanted to close again by, you know, thanking everybody for being here today. Coaches in this conference, several of them have become really good friends. Respect, I think, runs deep between not only the head coaches in the league, but the assistant coaches. Lots of good guys, lots of very good football coaches, and just overall good people. I appreciate those relationships that have been developed. And again, I'm just thankful that God's given me an opportunity to coach football, to coach it in the Jayhawk Conference, and to be in Hutchinson Community College. Thanks for being here today.
Good luck. Thank you. As I mentioned earlier, teams that finished tied for the championship last year was Dodge City and Butler. They were picked number 1 and number 2 again. So we welcome Dodge City Community College and Coach Gary Thomas to the podium. It's like a maze to get through there, right?
Similar to everybody else, honored to be here. Want to thank Bryce, Mark for all the work that you guys do to put this stuff together. I've been in conferences at this level where you don't have these kind of experiences, and it makes you feel special to be a part of something like this when you've been places that just don't see the value or don't organize such an event to have you be a part of it. And for all those things, we thank you. I want to thank our administration. You know, similar to Coach's comments, our administration does a great job of giving us the resources that we need to be successful. You know, you always feel like you want a little bit more, and obviously everybody's got to be fiscally responsible, but they've really done a great job in the 4 years that I've been there of making us feel like they think what we're doing is important, and giving us and our kids the feeling, the sense that they're wanted, and giving them the best chance that they can to be successful, not only on the field, but off the field as well. I want to recognize my coaching staff. I didn't bring any of them with me today, but we've been very fortunate to have continuity in our staff. The offensive staff is the exact same for the 4th year in a row, which is probably unheard of. Our defensive staff will be the exact same as last year, and 2 of those guys were new to our staff last year, but they did a great job for us. And our defense did a great job last year, so it's good to have them back in the mix and giving us a chance to compete on that side of the football. We're only, I know I'm not the smartest individual out there, but I'm smart enough to surround myself with smart people that do a good job and lead our young men in the right direction. I'm flattered by the votes to get picked so high, but I'm also smart enough to know that a lot of that is based on the accomplishments of last year's team. Although as I look at my numbers, I feel a lot better about myself now because nobody has anybody coming back, and we're right there with them. But we just really had a great group last year that was it was just a unique scenario. We started the year with 47 guys, and we played our last 5 games with 37 kids in uniform, which is an unbelievable accomplishment that we stayed healthy through it all. The quality of coaches that are in this conference and the battles that you face week in and week out. Just to give you a historical perspective, we were 9-3 last year, and our 3 losses were to number 2, number 3, and number 5 in the country. Number 2 beat us on a Hail Mary with 4 seconds left. Number 3 were tied 14-14 with 5 minutes to go. And we had the ball inside the 20-yard line going into score, and we put it on the ground. And number 5 beat the brakes off of us. But, you look at our Garden City game was last play of the game, our Coffeyville game, last play of the game, Independence game, 1 possession game, 4th quarter, Fort Scott game, 1 possession game, 4th quarter, Highland, we're in a dogfight with about 10 minutes to go. It just Hutch, 1 possession game in the 4th quarter. It's hard to dominate. You just have to have some of the pieces have to fall into place. A lot of it's luck, a lot of it's health, a lot of it is the right group of individuals that fall into place at the right time. We had 17 kids off of last year's team that are going to play either FBS or FCS football next year, which is the most that I've ever been on. Just a remarkable statistic. And all of those kids graduated. They're all where they're supposed to be. They're all where they signed. And that's not to mention another 4 or 5 that are going Division II, another couple that are going NAI, and a couple that received academic scholarships that are no longer going to play their football career because of the academic opportunities that have been presented to them. And again, that goes along with the fine institutions that are in the state, but not only them, the coaches that are organized with it and are there week to week. And we'll talk about a small fraternity, but I told this story last year, but the day I interviewed for the Dodge City job, Coach Sims was in my office recruiting at Florida Atlantic, and I asked him if I should take the job, and he said, hell yeah, you should. Coach Brown, who's now new to the conference, welcome to him. Him and I are the same age, graduated the same year. Both are California community college products and have a lot of similar friends because his high school was in the district of the junior college that I played at, and we know a lot of people going back, now 20-something years. So just kind of weird how everybody ends up and how small this fraternity really is. As it pertains to this year's team, again, you're going to hear some similar things to what the other guy said, but we really only have 20 returners that were actually in our program last year. Only 10 of those young men were actually on our roster. On offense, we have 2 returning starters. On defense, we have 5. And the 2 guys on offense, one was our 4th wide receiver, and the other one was our fullback. So not huge contributors to what was going on. Not to downplay their contribution to the team, but they weren't accounting for a lot of touchdowns, yards, and production from that standpoint with the ball in their hands. On defense, a little more talented. Gary Johnson comes back on right linebacker, who's committed to Alabama. Marquise Blair, our will backer, who's got offers from Ohio State, Florida State, and a few others. Michael Young, our safety, who's committed to Boise State, and Quandre Statham, our other safety, who's committed to Georgia State. We have a returning defensive tackle, Jermaine Conyers, and then we actually have a returning starter from 2013 who sat out last year with a shoulder injury. He seems to be healthy now and will be one of our better football players up front, along with a few more that redshirted for us last year that, as a lot of coaches know, is guys that you redshirt end up graduating by their 2nd year, and you don't ever get that 2nd year of playing out. So you're investing a lot of time into getting a guy for 1 year, which is okay. It's the business that we're in. As far as the Shrine Bowl goes, we have 7 kids playing, which is the most that we've had since we've been at Dodge City. As you guys know, the recruiting is fierce in state. But I feel that 3 to 4 of those guys actually could come in and start for us as freshmen. A really good group up front. Jarrett Roy from Royal Valley, offensive line. Alex Deese from Great Bend should start at center for us. And Gabe Alvarez from Kansas City Turner should start at right guard for us. And hopefully all 3 of those guys get through tomorrow night healthy. Rodney Murphy from Wichita Heights had a good summer. Seemed to be productive and will have a chance to be in the mix. Court Enriquez out of Salina Central, Cash Larrabee out of Meade, and Mike McMullen out of Salina Central, who was a late addition, I think due to injury, but all 7 of those guys are going to strap it up tomorrow night, and we'll be out there watching and wish them nothing but the best. Quality young men, good football players, and we're going to have to count on them for us to have any type of success against some of the other guys. We have 0 snaps at offensive line returning on our football team in our program. We're probably going to start 5 freshmen up front. Scary version. We'll probably start a freshman at quarterback, even scarier. But I've stood up here with a returning starter, all-conference kid at quarterback, and I won 3 games. And I stood up here last year, not knowing who our quarterback was going to be, and we had a pretty successful season. So we're hoping pieces fall into place like they did in years past. Hopefully our staff can get everything kind of pointed in the right direction. As far as impact players go for next year, Cade Walters, quarterback from Dodge City High School, I think really has a strong chance to maybe be our starter. Really had a great summer. Quality young kid with a good arm, good grades. But really there's about 4 guys that are going to battle right now for that job. He just seems to have the upper hand. We have the state's leading passer out of the state of Colorado from Boulder Fairview, and a young man from Louisiana named Duke McGraw, who's making a real good late push. And Alex Becker out of Garden Plain, he's been a real surprise for us. We recruited him thinking he'd be more of a project, and he's come in really long, has a strong arm, has pretty good feet, and he's going to come along. He'll definitely be on our roster. I don't know how he'll plug in yet, but has really had a productive summer. Again, running back is up in the air. And I go down the list of impact guys, but it's going to be a really long list of people. Wide receivers that have really come in and kind of made an impact this summer. 3 of them really from the state of Kansas that have done really well. It's Drake Damon from Goddard Eisenhower, a young man that was set to go to engineering school at Kansas State and wanted to see if he could make the last run at football, and I'm glad that he did. Probably a kid that will come in and if not start, play a ton for us as a freshman. Jerry Hanks from Leavenworth High School, big, long, and something we could kind of known for on the outside is having bigger, longer receivers. And Luke Avila from Goodland High School, who I'm surprised not playing in the strike team because he was very productive the senior year and has really done well for us this summer. Another young man named Austin Walker, who's out of Florida, should come in and make an impact as a freshman. But there's going to be probably 10 starters from that are freshmen coming into this year's group. Again, offensive line no different. Beyond the guys that are playing in the Shrine Bowl, you've got Sage Young, a young man at Kentucky. I think will be one of the better ones that we've ever had. Jake Ogle out of Salina Central will absolutely contribute at guard for us, and Makai Bates out of Hill City, an 8-man kid who is just kind of getting exposed to this version of football. He's really done well. Super athletic, 285-pounder. On defense, similar story. We do have 5 to 6 returning starters there, but there's some freshmen that are going to come in and make an immediate impact. Tate Cunningham out of Ashland High School, Eric Torres and Aaron Hepp, both out of Highland County High School. Both will contribute a ton for us as freshmen for a defensive line that's relatively in place from last year's team, and a defense that was pretty good. Sonny Brown out of Goddard Eisenhower will have a chance to come in and rotate at Sam linebacker. We've got a transfer, Jordan Seminot, a kid out of Texas that really came in and did well. He's competing in the secondary with 2 returning starters, which is going to put some pressure on us to make some decisions there that are going to be tough decisions. We all kind of face the tough decisions of guys that are all kind of neck and neck, and just have to make a decision that week before the first game and hope to pick the right one. We graduated a kicker that went on to play Division I football. We feel we've got 2 coming back, or 1 coming back and 1 freshman, Sebastian McGee from Dodge City High School. Really had a great offseason, and Jordan Scarlett from Sedgwick High School has come in. I think he'll handle a lot of kicking duties as far as kickoff and potentially punt, stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting. I really don't stand up here with a lot of answers. I got a lot of names, there's a lot of faces, there's a lot of new people. We have 107 guys that are going to come into camp next week, and I'd say that 80 of them are new people to our program. There's an adjustment period that goes along with that. It's difficult for a lot of kids to be away from home, have different freedoms, have the other stressors in life, not only peer pressure, but all the things that go with it, time management, and just the physicality and speed that go with our football game. But it's, like I said earlier, it's what we signed up for. It's part of the business. We'll see what kind of group we put together. But regardless of what we do put together, we know it's going to be a long road. Like I said, for a team that won 9 games last year, which was the most wins since 1961. It was part of the first conference championship since 1983. We're pretty honored to have the season we had. And again, it's time for these guys to put their own name on this operation and build their own future and put their name on it. Any questions? Appreciate your time. Thanks.
Now the team chosen by the coaches to finish number 1, Butler Community College, Coach Wichita.
When you're up here and you talk last, there's really not anything new to say, so you can take what everybody else said and just listen to it. I mean, as I listen to the coaches talk, it's right down the line of everything that I have prepared. I want to thank everyone that puts this together. It is special at this level. The guys that come from outside the conference understand that this is unique to Kansas and makes our jobs, although difficult, makes it special. I just want to get through this without embarrassing myself or fun. I hate being up here talking to coach territory. So it's hard to believe I've been here for 18 months. Coach Arnold said, you go to sleep easier the night before, but then it's getting easier to be up here and start talking in front of people. The job has been challenging, but it's been really exciting, and we look forward to the future with it. For some reason, I thought year 2 might be easier than year 1, because I knew what I was doing, and I still have no idea. So it's a day by day. It's a day by day for sure. I'm honored to be surrounded by a great staff. They're young guys, older than they were a year ago, but they have a year of experience. We handled 2 new intern-type positions over the summer. Other than that, the staff is intact. Other than Chris Jones, my good friend for 10 years, has taken the offensive coordinator job at Big Spring High School in Texas. And Chris did a lot, not only for our program, but for film in general. He's kind of a film guru, a computer tech, and did a lot of that service for Craig and just all that stuff, getting that film done. And he'll be missed. They're down in Big Spring. He's there now. They're getting ready to start, and he'll do a great job down in Texas. It's also important for me personally just to recognize Coach Steve Brad, who's back for his 34th year, a mentor, a sage, a guy to go to, and amazes our young coaches with how much energy and passion that he has every day to teach our guys. He's a great mentor and a great resource for me and for everyone in our program. I said it last year, this is half my notes from last year, and everyone said it. We got to be idiots for doing this, because this conference, I don't know how you slate out who's going to end up where, because we're in the same boat with very few returners. It's in my opinion, just like the SEC. And not only do you have great coaches, we've hired great staffs who work their tails off, and they've recruited the most talent I think that we've had in this conference in a long time. And there are players up and down the rosters. And I told Dion, from us, I think we're crazy to do this, because it is a slog and a grind. And when the season's over, we turn around and we do it in recruiting. So there's no time to catch your breath. You got to strap it up, and it's because you guys have said you got to be ready to go. And that is, it is exciting, but it is dang challenging. Somehow we're still excited for the start of the 2016 season, despite all the challenges that are out there. Our focus is to develop our young players, to get those guys melded in. We're young like everybody else. Get them meshed up with our returning guys, get a good balance of youth and experience, and try and put a team out there that can be successful. We lost a lot of guys off last year. Again, it's like a broken record. We have 16 returning lettermen, young and inexperienced. That can be a good thing, or it can be a curse, depending on how we approach it and how we handle it. We have 9 lettermen back on offense and 7 on defense. We think we can be good on offense again, but it's July. We haven't taken a snap at practice, so it's really all just speculation. We lost our 2 top quarterbacks from a year ago, so just like last year, quarterback job is kind of up for grabs. 3 guys will be competing for it. One is Easton Guerrero, who's from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. He was a redshirt in our program and spent the past year putting on weight, getting stronger, working on accuracy and his leadership skills. So he's kind of the, I guess, the lead dog right now simply because he's experienced in our program. Newcomers are David Israel from Blythewood, South Carolina, who's been with us this summer. We're excited about him. And then Brady Rust, the quarterback from Derby High School, who is at the Shrine Bowl right now, won the state championship there, and has a lot of the intangibles that we look for. We're deeper than we were a year ago on the O-line, which is good because you got to be able to win up front. We've got 2 guys back, Logan Creek from Conway and Pranwab Chetri from the Lakeland Northwest. So hopefully they can keep the quarterbacks upright and create a few holes for our backs to go through. We have Brett Waddell back at our tight end age. He took the year off to lift weights, get stronger, work on his inline blocking skills at tight end. He was always kind of a guy who moved out. He's back now. He looks different. He's got a different attitude. Hopefully that pays off on the field by making plays. We're really young at running back and receiver, so there's a lot of questions, and a lot of it has to do with how they're going to adjust to being away from home for the first time, adjust to being in their first college camp, adjust to sitting in college classes, adjust to eventually making their first starts in college. So we think we have some guys, but there's a lot of questions, and hopefully we get those answered in the next 3 to 4 weeks. On defense, we're going to be young also. There'll be a lot of new faces, a lot of new guys out on that field. And again, hopefully we can teach them how to be a college football player and mesh them with the nucleus that we have back, and then create a product that we're all proud of and that we expect to roll out there. On the D-line, Hank Conas from Bishop Carroll is our lone returner up front. A year ago at this time, I stood up here and I talked about the strength of our team was our D-line. We had a lot of depth a year ago. This year is the complete opposite. So we got Hank back, and he'll compete with a bunch of new guys. And he'll provide leadership and hopefully direct them in the right, and get them headed in the right spots. At linebacker, we have a little more depth. On the back 7, we have a few more guys. We have Tony Jones back from Castleberry, Florida. He started 11 games last year and provides leadership and experience. I think he's got a chance of being a pretty good player. Also, Jake Sire from Olathe South High School. Jake came in, he played some quarterback, played some safety, and he finished the season at linebacker for us. We think he's going to be a pretty good player this year. And then in January, Sean Bernard from Wichita North High School transferred into our place from Missouri State. And Sean played a lot of significant snaps for him last year. Was up there in their tackle charts. So he brings maturity, he brings leadership, he brings experience, and he made us a better football team the moment he walked into that first team meeting. And he has all the intangibles that we're looking for, and I'm excited to coach him. He had a really good spring, and it'll be fun to work with him this fall. In the secondary, Octavius Morgan returns at corner. Ox started all 11 games last year. We think he's a pretty special and dynamic player. He's got a lot of pressure on him, though, to step up, to be that leader, to be the man all the time, even when things don't go well. Octavius is from Greenwood, South Carolina. And then another returner at corner is Gannon Cornley from Blue Valley High School. Again, is a corner and return specialist. Played a little bit for us last year, especially on special teams, and he's got a lot of opportunity in front of him. And then they're joined by Fontez Davis, who's a redshirt in our program from a year ago. He's from Edwardsville, Illinois. Played receiver in high school, came in really raw, but decided he wanted to be an elite level corner. He's really worked hard. Still hasn't played a game yet, so it's all speculation, but he's put the work in. We hope that it pays off on the field for him. 2 safeties that we have back are Jeremiah Fetke from May South High School. Jeremiah played a lot of significant snaps at the end of the season, and then Elijah West, and he's from Mays High School. Again, they bring leadership, they bring experience, they've been through it, they know the ropes, and they can show our young guys how to do things. And we have our punter back, which is even to minor coach is a good thing. Joe Stevens punted a little bit for us last year, not a lot, but he spent the offseason working on leg strength and then, more importantly, working on being able to put the ball where he wants it. A lot of a golfer. Doesn't matter if you can hit it really far if you don't know where it's going. So we've worked on his directional kicks, and hopefully he becomes a weapon for us in the special teams as well. Shrine Bowl-wise, we have 8 signees that were selected to play tomorrow night on the East squad. Austin Cook is an O-lineman from Fort Scott. Anthony Brown is a D-tackle from Mill Valley High School. We expect him to come in and compete right away. Vinny Shabazz is a running back from Olathe North. And Jerron McPherson is a safety from Baser. The last two guys, Vinny and Jerron, opted out and they're not going to be playing. They've been replaced. Both of them are nursing hamstring injuries and just felt like it would be too risky to go out there as close as we are to the start of camp. So they will not be playing. And then on the West team, I mentioned Grady Russ earlier. He's a quarterback from Derby. Austin Fletcher is a tight end from Hutch High. Nathan Burgoyne's playing running back and wide receiver from Collegiate. And then Noah Johnson, an O-lineman from Bishop Carroll. And Noah's also opting out of the game. Noah tore his ACL. He was the last player of the last series of the state championship game. Had surgery, got it all fixed up, and has been rehabbing for the past 7 months. He's cleared to go, but again, just doesn't want to risk it until we get into camp. So we're happy to have these guys in our family. Know that they'll do a good job representing themselves, their families, and their high school programs, not only tomorrow night, but moving forward long after they leave Butler. They're good kids from really good families, and I'm excited to have them with us starting on Monday. In order for us to be successful this year, we've got to meld these guys. We've got to get these guys together and teach the young ones how to be college football players, blend that youth and inexperience. If we can do that and take care of the ball on offense, be efficient when we have the ball. Doesn't mean we have to score all the time, but flip the field, move, possess it, keep it away. And then defensively, we want to eliminate or lessen, decrease the number of explosive plays. Don't let teams get off, and then be really good tacklers. And we want to be sound in the kicking game. I think that's one of the trademarks going all the way back to James Shibas. What Butler's always been is strong in the kicking game. We want to continue that trend. If we can get a little luck and stay healthy, we can have a chance of being competitive every Saturday.
Thanks, Tim. Good luck. As I stated when we began, that I've come back to the podium and talked about the bylaw proposal that will be proposed to the Jayhawk conference next Thursday, August the 4th. Let me tell you, there's been some misunderstandings about maybe the current bylaw and the proposed bylaw. The current bylaw that we're operating under this year allows for 63 players to be certified on our roster. Only 20 of those certified players can be from out of state. That means that 43 are Kansas athletes, 20 from out of state. Okay. The new proposal is to raise the roster limit from 63 to 85. That's an increase of 22 football players. In that increase, we're talking about raising the out-of-state limit from 20 to 30. Only 20 can be from states other than Missouri, Colorado, Nebraska, or Oklahoma. In other words, at least 10 must be from the border states. The other 20 can be from any place in the country as we exist now. Remember also, these are maximum numbers and not minimum numbers. So if a school wants to have less out-of-staters, they can. If they want to have more in-staters, they can. These are maximum numbers. So in fact, if this bylaw passes and we increase the roster from 63 to 85, there'll be 12 additional slots for Kansas athletes. The Kansas athletes would make up 55 members of the team, and 30 would come from out of state, 10 of which must come from either Colorado, Nebraska, Missouri, or Oklahoma, border states. This bylaw was discussed at a meeting of football presidents and ADs. It was proposed past the deadline for proposals to come to the Jayhawk conference. So even next Thursday, the President Calvert will ask the presidents to allow this bylaw to be placed on the agenda for discussion and for vote. Okay? Now, any questions? I want to thank the media for being here. The next on the agenda is Craig Hauser. Craig, did you want to talk about rule changes, or you want to wait till the coaches meeting?
Doesn't matter, Bryce, whatever you want me to do.
Okay. Let's take a 10, 15-minute break. Let the media talk to the coaches individually, and then we'll then get on with the coaches meeting at that time. Thank you all for being here, being part of this press conference. Thank you.